this is where the teams will be dropping. Pretty much split down the middle, almost 50-50 in there.
I wonder where Maxiso will go.
Hopefully he doesn't press it on his own.
You say that, but I don't see him jumped out yet.
Oh, no.
Where
is this the new avant-garde
You know
play?
what? I mean, it could be a thing that they were like, Kebabs were doing this thing and they won. They got a lot of talking time by the casters. What if we do it too? Will they start talking about us more? Where
has he jumped?
Where's Maxiso? I mean, there's only 63 players in the server, so there's someone that isn't here. Besiktas going up towards Cruz del Valle again. Not a whole lot of surprises there. I think Maxiso might not have been in the plane. Because I don't see him anywhere.
Maybe that's his punishment from his team. They're like,
you're sitting out
yesterday. You now will sit out and you will pay the price, my friend. No, we're only joking, but I mean, that's not the ideal start, right? Avant-Garde have certainly been working their way up the scoreboards and up the standings. They've been looking better, especially over the last 2 days. Obviously, day one was pretty rough for them, but this is never what you need.
Not at all, not at all. We see Mithralius, Lachipov, and the boys from Looking for a Team in their certain, like, usual split, I guess you can say, but O'Connell is counted down in the middle of everything. I think he was going for the same vehicle Mithralius went for, but now we see a bit of a change-up in the aspect of circles. We are going down out to the eastern side once more, but this time around it's going a bit further south.
Yeah, this is like a really far south, as far south as you can go, to be honest. MYM, it's going to benefit them, the winners of our last game, which is nice to see for them. Quick math, they've gone for the similar position as per usual. They'll be able to try and take some control here. Got teams that go around them once again. Reciprocity do have to be very cautious on their end as well. They are completely locked down in Picado, so they'll be able to get their loot in here, but when it comes down to rotations, it's pretty damn crazy.
It is. We'll have to see if they can make something off of this. People do call Picado one of the best places to loot. And sure, that's been all good and fun for Reciprocity, but it's the things that come after that you need to work in your favor as well. And now I hope for Shiski. I mean, they have the circle Vencoras down there, but hopefully they get some vehicles this time around. Because they were running for the entire game last game. We'll have to see if that's going to be a thing or not. Drainey's getting himself looted up in Torre Ahumada. They're far, far up north. Most likely the team with the furthest distance to travel. But they will have the entire eastern shoreline to themselves, to at least a certain extent. So they should be all good when it comes to them driving down south.
Now just that, yep. that little whoop. I'm going to go. Now Mr. Unseen and the rest of the Kebabs, they are there ready for it to go on this little bit of a rotation.
I wish there was a thing in PUBG where when you're playing, then you have like a little red light in the corner saying you're on camera now. Imagine how many more backflips we would see on bikes, how many more 360s people would do when they were running around if they knew that they were on the stream right there and there. Especially early game when there's not a whole lot going on, right?
It's great for entertainment purposes.
That's what it's all about,
Great
though.
if we do a charity event. But on pro level, Toby, I don't want to see that where we get some guy who stunts for the camera and he's like, hey, Ma, look at me. And then actually he ends up getting wiped out.
He gets killed. He accidentally kills himself.
I can see it happening. It'll be funny. I'm down with it. But
well, I mean, people run each other over anyway, right? So why not do it in style?
Yeah. You know how much that tilts me. You know how much I don't like it.
Nonetheless, a circle is going to start closing in just about 30 seconds time. As we talked about, the eastern shoreline will be the sort of highway point for a lot of these northern teams. You don't want to drive through Minas Gerais. You don't want to drive through La Pentida. We saw those fields before. They might be open, but they're also tricky to maneuver in. If there's a team laying low, trying to sort of set up an ambush down there, it's going to be death raining on you. So look to see teams on the far eastern side, and maybe even for like Montenegro Evo teams, for El Pozo teams, take the entire southern route around, because it's all up to the teams that are currently sitting in Picado, sitting on the western side of Los Leones, to move further in, to make room for the people that are currently trying to make their way in from outside the circle. If they don't move quickly enough, you see it already. Lhasa and the guys from Looking for a Team, they're making their way in, and they're already starting to take fire. They were not expecting people to still be here. Same thing going for Unity. Have a bit further to go from Hacienda, sorry, but at least for now, they'll be able to take the safe transition. Yes, Dio? Not so much. Hookstock gets himself the better part of him.
Yeah, he's been able to be the first one to get knocked. And oh dear, we see. Okay, is it just today? Is it just today? Everyone's like, you know what? We just don't want to play properly with vehicles. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna just constantly knock each other down. You never know.
It has been worse today than the other days, but I will give you this. My record, and I've kept tab of it. My record in one game of people knocking each other 11 times in one game. Not the same people, obviously, but 11 running over a friend or knocking yourself with a vehicle without being shot at in one game. So it's not new to PUBG at all. And in all honesty, not having the two-seaters here, especially in Miramar, you don't want to drive on the roads, all these things we keep talking about over and over again, it does impact it a lot.
Now, Avangard and Unique are going to have the furthest routes to run down. They went up for the northern areas, and now they're going to have to push all the way through. They also don't have too much information on which other teams are going to be rolling around at that point. So they're going to be pretty much going in blind. Their Seek Test, though, they're in a similar spot as well. They've got quite a long way to go, and they don't have the comfort zones of where they're used to. Zyphon, once again, being one of the early players going down. Jukesix managed to finish him off. And Zyphon, he seems to always be caught out. Yeah. Just as he goes to move, he's like, okay, it's safe, I'm looking around, and then, nope, there's someone ready and waiting for
This is what we're talking about. Teams waiting with their rotations for so long that the teams coming in late, expecting them to be safe, won't be able to go in. And a big part of this is that we talked about how much teams want to go center. The center of this circle is the huge city of Los Leones. We know teams don't want to go inside the city, they'll be sitting outside, meaning that for the teams that come in following, there won't be room for them. They'll be sitting out further out. And for the teams to come in the very end saying, oh, well, this is always free because we come in so late, well, it's not anymore because these teams have been pushed out on the edge, and Zyphon unfortunately got caught off guard there.
Now Avangard just starting to make their rotation themselves, as is Unique. Unique's going to be going around towards the eastern side, while Avangard are going to go for the west. And Avangard can come actually quite a nice way all the way down. They just continue to plummet south and then go for a hard eastern push. Then they might be able to work out well for them, as we see the Swarm start to get in some cover and some ground here. Yeah. But there is a bit of a firefight going on around them.
The boys from Avangard making that rotation down the western side as expected. Plenty of room to rotate out there. They will tank a bit of blue, but they will know for a fact that it's safe and with plenty of room to roam. Wizards, though, not so much. T-Bone forced out of his vehicle right then and there. And Amarist, you could see him. He wanted to go for the push, but he saw there were vehicles pulling up from behind. Smart reaction play not to go peek over that hillside.
Yeah, that's where you can get a little bit over trigger happy, right? Amarist wanted to go in for the push, but it didn't end up working out for him. Now he's just going to wait it off. He thinks better of it rather than running in and T-Bone potentially finishing him.
Also, he's miles away from his teammates. They're nowhere near him. He wanted to go out and see. I know I hit him. I saw him in the car. There was blood. Can I finish him off? No, I can't. Gotta stay in. I have nobody to back me up. If I get knocked here, there's no rest coming in. Besiktas driving some more. They got quite a ways to go from Cruz del Valle down towards the circle. They just had a good game down here in this exact area. We'll see where they end up going, coming into the next circle. Just about a minute's time until we're going to see the new one reveal itself. But for now, it's just a little shot fired here, a little shot fired there. People trying to see if they can take some control of the area.
They're going with those chip damage shots, just trying to apply the pressure. You never know when you might be able to take down some damage off the body armor, just knock a helm, for example. As everyone now will begin to try and find their positions within this circle. Avangard still yet to actually get within it. They're happy to take all the ticks. It doesn't bother them so much. It's such a low stage, and I like the play from Unique.
There is a double. Sort of, what do you call it? A road blockade set up, and unfortunately, Unique kind of ruined it for Kebabs, because look at them, they're sitting further down, they're just waiting, each their side of the road, else expected LCP, but that might be one road blockade running straight into the next one. Down here we see EFSA, we see MFS, they're waiting for it, they want it, they have two people coming in, first guy makes it over without any damage done. They do start flying over and around and they explode themselves. No, unfortunate. Of course, also unfortunate for Kebabs not to get the points off of it, but two guys from Unique go down in flames.
EFSA's like, I did all that damage for nothing. Now I got to try and get these extra kills in here. He's just croaking around them. What a nice headshot. Drainies gets knocked. He wasn't able to handle that. And EFSA looking to put the hurt on. Still one player left up because Drainies is not going to be picked.
Never peeks the same angle twice. Really great job by EFSA. Constantly lean peeking from behind the tree, using the cover to his advantage. Does everything he needs to do to get himself the damage done. And Kebabs gets himself, well, what could have been 3 kills, but just 1. Really, really good job. Imagine if leaning was implemented in Counter-Strike. That would change the entire game. Ben trying to make up for the loss of Zyphon, do manage to get themselves not only a knock, but also a finish off. P6, though, not so much taken down. Broken going down as well now. Swarm taking a lot of damage.
Got to tap away at the vehicle, see if we can get anything else done. He's feeling confident with them first few shots he was able to rattle off. But he does need to be cautious. There are teams around him, and they could get pressured at any point. Sweaty Nerds, they've had some up and down games across the days, and now it's time for them to really start making it work here, because this is the moments where you go, okay, you are quite far behind everyone else. Now it's time to be able to really chime in and have an advantage to work with.
Circle is closing on, and it did shift back up towards the northern side, kind of excluding Los Leones. It's far down south, but you know what? Having started off day one with the city ending in Yasnaya, why don't we just get that brutal southern hardship down inside of Los Leones? It would be hilarious. It would be horrible. But look at this reciprocity, sitting center. We know this is what they like to do. Right now, they have some room for themselves. They're sitting in a three-way split that's working right now. But if they get the next circle towards them, they need to figure, do we want to keep this to keep the control, or do we want to start getting together? Because people will be coming our way.
And Besiktas have put themselves in a nice spot. We did just see previously to that. Miramar trying to shoot away at Rita, but he's able to escape in the vehicle. At least keeping him at bay for now. And then Venkonis, right? Certainly improvement on the previous days. Not really hit himself into a big number of points just yet. But this is where they're starting to come alive a little bit more. And Apocalypse, need that more speed. It's the push. It's the drag.
There we go. Thank you, observers, for catching such amazing things. I mean, it's small things, but I love it. I must say, I really love it. I really love it.
Well, the thing is, right, you were making noise of like a person struggling to get up, but it is the car. But the main thing there is, his car could have been picked off, right? If he was just sat there on the open, he was out in the open. That's not a spot you ever want to find yourself in.
I understand. Then 8 people shooting at you, and you're still alive. That, my friend, is nothing short of impressive. Would hate to see you go down as well, because you're the last remaining player on your team, which sent you to bed earlier than needed. Last game of the day you played, and standing, as we can see here, all by himself. Now, El Gigandin, we saw them get a little more active in the previous game here. Haven't seen a lot from them in the tournament so far, but now Wizards are the ones under fire.
Yeah, and that's where Wizards need to really be able to just rely on that individual ability we kept speaking about. If you're going to be shot at, then you've got to decide if you want to fall back or engage. And if you do engage, you've got to go in for it hard and proper. There can't be any half measures like we saw from before.
New circles just about to pop. Where are we going? West.
Ooh.
We're going out west. We had our ending in it was further north yesterday. But nonetheless, reciprocity now with a chance to make a play. Raffi and Hexeti has been sitting down here for a while. They've had the chance to scout for the fort. They should know that the compound west of them is available. Question is whether they want to go there or not. We see Shiv and Skoom already making their rotation, but so is Meet Megas. They might just be going in the same direction. As I say that, nope, they're not, because Meet Megas in the far eastern side.
Matrellis has managed to pick off Rita. Teammates unlikely to be able to get in and try and help him. Lazarus just taking extra shots consistently at it. Wanted to just blow up and finish him off.
One more shot. 3 points. Who wants them? And bada bing, bada.
Oh.
Car.
There we go.
And it doesn't even die. That's anticlimactic. But it did blow up in the end. And Solenza, though, taken down as well. Stand-in, despite being the last player remaining, is not one to be taken for granted.
Ooh, Laza, though, was able to spot out one of Rita's teammates. Rita won't be able to try and push back in and get saved here, because as soon as he makes a move, it's going to be shot at, he's going to be found, he's going to be discovered, and then he's going to be killed.
What I'm interested to see now is how Wizards play off of this. They're not in the circle. They have to make the push in. We know they like to play on the edge when they're forced to. They're the kind of team that can do these things because they have good communication from within from between each other. We see Standing going down. Now will be the 16th and first team to go down in the final game of today. Wizards, they're making their way in from the south. We see them right here on our screen. Will be forced to make that runoff from now. There's not going to be vehicles available anymore. There are too many teams in this area. It would be too dangerous to continue driving up here. But if this next circle hard shifts north, look at what Shiz is doing. And the boys from Kebab, far north on rotation on the eastern side, they could be in a good position to make that circle push in should the next circle grant them the cover.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to risk it, and that's exactly what Kebab are doing. They're feeling like this might be their time to shine, and they'll just go and try and take this northern area and say, okay, look, wherever it goes, we're at least going to get in the circle. This could be our opportunity.
And this is what I'm talking about. These guys from day one to what we're seeing right now, completely different ball game. They set up that blockade on the eastern side. They knew teams were going to come that way, perfectly predicted, and they're playing it off at really smart. Sure, they have been in some firefights that haven't gone their way, but they've also been up against Desperado, and the likes of Besiktas, and now they might just be running into the guys from Norway once again.
And that's the thing, right? I really feel sorry for Kebab there, because the 2 kills they could have had in the car blew up for him. It's like, oh, come on. Like, give me a chance. We were all nicely set up with it.
it's all about the ADR, right? Oh no, never mind. That's only when you play matchmaking games. Kebabs, they know where they're in for a treat, and look at who's waiting for them. They took them out once earlier today, and they took them out yesterday as well. Besiktas, they are the kryptonite when it comes to Kebabs' biggest enemies. This is the overflow on their knees, or anything else. It is the Norwegian players up there, but Emerus as well, trying to see if he can do something towards the boys from Medium Makers. Vehicle taking a lot of fire, and Rooksy and Intense has to figure how we're getting out of this, because we're not inside the circle just yet.
Wow, all of these shots going off there. Finally, Tess gets it done. Mr. Unseen's been found by Tommel there in the meantime. They're just being all sprayed down and lit up here. Ultra has to be oh so careful. He peeked just a little bit too far and took a heavy amount of damage. The Kebabs want to fight back against this. They don't want to allow themselves to be pressured, and they are just going to have to let Mr. Unseen go down and back away now because it was just too much for them to handle.
They knew they had the vehicles on the northern side. They saw the next circle. They realized, first of all, well, it's Besiktas. Why would we want to do this? Second of all, we're so far away from the circle. Disengage, go for the rotation. Let's put 3 guys inside 1 vehicle and make that run now. Because if we do it later, believe me, Besiktas will be sitting in there waiting to shoot at us. So smart decision making once again from the guys from Kebab.
And they're not messing about, this Kebab team. They'll be able to get the drop on some of the other teams who are already rotating their way in.
Finished 7th last game with 4 kills. Now they're trying to do more, but Test is going to be the one here to go down Venconas. Do still have 2 players up and alive, and Amorous is going to be the one to do the retaliation. And once again, we're talking about these things. They're in there to get the retrack, but Arrow's not at all in a position to do anything when he lost his teammate.
Yeah, Arrow's got to be careful now.
They're taking these fights aggressively, and they don't have T-Bone to help them. He's far down behind them on the eastern side, but now it's Jupsik going down as BenQ, and the boys from Sweden there to try to hold off the push from Quickmath.
Quickmath know they need to ensure this push is going to work out for him, but Ben is not going to allow any of it. He's doing the damage. He got the headshot and he's going to go in for the finish. That's exactly what's going to be happening soon. Encelenso, low on health, comes in, gets sprayed down. It's not working out for him. Memo, Andy, and Ben all spraying him down, trying to finish him off here.
Memo is so busy shooting his opponents, he accidentally shot BenQ in the process, I think. That's an unfortunate set of circumstances, but you know what? When you see blood, unfortunately, sometimes your friends go in front of you. Nope, that's a little bit of a misdirection on a nade. Smartly thrown there, but unfortunately for him, not really doing the damage it needed to do. Now, Elgiganten, they heard the shots, they saw the kill feed, and they want a third party. We talked about Elgiganten needing to start to do these sort of more aggressive things. They cannot just hold back all the time, and they're pushing in on this smart play. They're in a 4-man push right now, and it could really come to benefit them.
In the meantime, though, Venconas out once again, 15th place. They just can't seem to get it done. It's maybe just not their day once again. When will it ever be their day? Potentially, it's time for them to really try and step up. The Sweaty Nerds are still in with. Andy's trying to escape, but he's eating too much damage. Elgig are all over him. Elgig's third partying is going to work out for them massively here, as the players from Sweaty Nerds are incredibly low, and now it's all up to Ben to try and fight back against this. Is this just going to even be possible for him? Not at all, as Savage comes in with a brutal nade, and that's going to be Sweaty Nerds eliminated. Elgig, successful third party, 7 kills. That nade does come in to at least team kill him, but it's only a knock, which means he can be brought up.
But you know what? Thank you, Elgiganten. Welcome back in the mix. This is what we've been missing for you. Well-controlled fights. They push 2 guys together inside the combat, just like we talked about Counter-Strike style. When you push in, you know there's going to be one to do the refrag, if or the trade, I guess you can say, if it comes down to it. Wasn't needed. Played it really well, but look at that from one team that likes the third party straight into another. 2 Hogos gets down Hogstar, but now we have Desperado making the push in on here as well. Stars down immediately. 2 Ho down as well. It's going to be Quickmath out in the 11th place.
Desperado's looking to get involved, but they're going to be met with full force from Elgig. The battle's going on. Diaz from the side, it wasn't enough, and Elgig goes down. Absolutely brilliant here. Desperado's coming just at the right time. They managed to keep all of their teammates up and alive, only dealing with 1 knock, and they've taken the control.
Calvin toggles beast mode, get himself 3 quick frags, and that's going to be all that Elgiganten could do there. Unfortunately, they weren't able to reset fast enough. 2-0 kind of messed up the whole synergy, as he was the snake to get them down, and then just perfect timing on the push from Desperado there to get themselves the finish off. New Circle is just about to I guess Circle is about to close in. It actually is closing in as we speak. Reciprocity sitting on the southern side. Look at the way they're split right now. You see Hexetti on your minimap on the far northern side. You have Raffi in the middle and Scoom and Chip on the bottom. This is a kebab split if I've seen one in the later circles. But speaking of kebab, Chase is trying to do everything he can to stay alive, but it's going to be Dastish over the top of the hillside, doing more damage than his counterpart, getting himself knocked, but Apocalypse in there for the steal.
Now this is scary here for MYM. Wizards just brought their vehicles in. Got a nice advantage ahead of them there. Try and push in and really catch them off guard because they've got Asver in from Avangar and the rest of them posted up looking for him at the same time. MYM are very much out in the open here, and this could be where they're completely locked in and taken apart by two teams.
Avangar has a nice position on the southwestern side. Only issue for them is they're very far out on the edge, and once the circle is closed all the way in, the only really transition point they will have is down and through the crater, and that's not at all what you want to do, because once you're running down that hillside, you're going to be so exposed to everyone else that could potentially do the damage needed towards you. But look at the center of the circle. We need a team sitting in the very middle. We need a home, sorry. Sitting in the middle. Looking for a team, we need a home. There you go.
There you go. Either way, they both need something, right? They're both looking for something. And the one thing they are all looking for is a win here and now. The question is, can they get it? They're in a good spot. They're taking shots because they've got the buildings to give them the protection there. They can fight this off quite a little bit. EFSA and Team Kebab, they're still staying within it. They get the nade knock onto Blaston. And the question is here is, who's going to be the next team eliminated to give us this top 8? And that's going to be really crucial for a lot of these teams. Aren't really the big favorite teams here.
Snoopy all by himself up here trying to hold up the two remaining players from Jamaica's nade over, but not quite far enough. You see the boys from Unity making the run on in as well. The circle is doing damage. Slasa is as well. And that's going to be both of the players from Unity out. We are making a way into points when it comes to placements, and Unity go down in 9th.
We got our top 8 teams remaining. Avangar still in it. It's been a little bit quiet from them. MYM only got 2 players left alive. Same for Wizards here. Reciprocity in a similar situation. There's many teams that are running out of players now as they come down to this, and the ones from We Need a Home are in such a great spot. Good circle position, haven't had to move, and they have the only compound left within that circle.
Calvin, desperate move on forward with the vehicle. Like I said, he's all by himself, and not only that, but now he's isolated from his 2 teammates. Scoom and Shift have the compound on the southern side, but there's no way in hell they're going to be able to do anything in the sense of Hexetti. He's all by himself, but look at that, he has a nade. If that's thrown on the money, that could be a triple kill, because they're all stacked up. If this nade goes far enough, ooh, just a little too far off on the side there. But look at that, the entirety of looking for team are coming in to join in on the action.
Smash Bay tapping away, trying to get the shots off there. Avangar getting involved and finishing off Rubsy. That means only one player, MYM, is left alive, and it's Penguin backed up there with some of the Wizard players around. He's looking to do some damage onto Aros, but can't get the knock.
Penguin doing everything he can to stay alive. Aros, that nade might be right on the money. No, he just exactly got that medkit off. Fortunately for him, able to stay put. 3 guys alive still for Avangar. We know they want to be that 4 guy extra when they do these pushes. Now Hexetti going down as well. Unfortunately, we saw Shift go down earlier also. Jamaica's taken out, but it's going to be up to Scoom and Shift, trying to see if they can get themselves a good placement here in game number 4.
Yeah, Reciprocity just a little bit too split here. Not ideal for there as Hexetti gets picked off. Snoopy, he went to be a little bit aggressive here, and now he's taking a few shots his way. He needs the backup from his team, and he doesn't really have any cover to sit behind. There's so many directions that he could get shot from here, and he's just looking for that opportunity to pop the medkit. T-Bone spraying up into it, but it's not going to be enough. Avangar are applying their pressure, and they want to try and close this out, but at the same time, Shiv and Scoop are also shooting down on them. There's action across the entire circle here, as MFS is just trying to slowly sneak in and avoid being hit.
Don't look at me, don't look at me. I'm just doing my own thing over here. But yeah, very much so. T-Bone got to live a little while longer with the help of Shiv and Scoom from up above. Coming in like guardians above him, securing him at least for now. But there are still 3 very hungry Avangar players just on the other side of it. Holy cow, this Nick could be dangerous. One already got down, 2. That's going to be the 3rd one. So Zero to secure himself the knock there. Oh my my lord, that's gonna be all of them down, and now 3 of them with nades. MMS secures himself the final one in Laza, and what is Snowball looking for a team completely blown to pieces.
Amazing teamwork there from We Need a Home. And if you're going to pick up one of these teams, well, they've just shown you which one to do potentially by throwing those nades. Good teamwork, understanding of their position, and look at where we are now. Top 5, 14 alive, and my oh my, We Need a Home. We're in such a good spot. Desperados, they've been engaged in some of these fights, but they're working their way back around. They're looking to try and close out the other 2 teams at the bottom before they try and engage the team that's got all the building and all the protection to keep them safe.
For them right now, being 4 guys alive is extremely important. They have a position, they're forced to take these open fights now, and their main concern right now, because they know there's no way in hell we can push down towards the compound. It's isolated, we can't do anything about it. We'll just have to hope that up here is going to be where the next circle goes. What they have to do right now, as you can see, what they do is we need to focus on the road. We need to take them out on the road. Scoom takes the long-range shots down towards Astro and down to under half HP, but unfortunately, not able to get the knock.
Chiv's gone in with a car, looking to cause a bit of a distraction. Snoopy doesn't want to take the shot just yet. Not going to risk it, but Smashbay will. Smashbay will take him down and finish him off. Reciprocity got themselves in a good spot, but it's Wizards that's the next team down and out. They are eliminated as T-Bone can't stand strong for too much longer. It's up to Scoom to try and stay alive and hold on to this. As you watch Desperados move across, Snoopy's just tapping down. They're giving up all the room, all the positions. Scoom's gone down to the circle. We're our top 3 teams left alive. Desperados can't afford to be picked apart by everyone here because they've got a massive advantage over Avangard. Calder Menta, he's hitting some key shots now, but is it going to be enough? They're having to avoid this circle, the push in at the same time, and this is just ultimate chaos with the smoke there. Continuing to spray through. He believes he can get this done. A brilliant nade comes in to get the finish as well. This is 6 kills for Avangard, and they're not done yet. How much more can be done here? He's spraying through. He's got so much to be seen here, and he keeps tapping up Cold, but giving him further damage here. And Desperados, they had 4 players left alive, and it's just not enough. Avangard, they are not holding back. They've been unrelenting all day.
Desperado crossing the road like ducks trying to cross a highway, not at all working out the way that they wanted to knock. They've haven't giving up his position, probably going to go down to the nade. Now that could be the end of the team. We Need a Home. They sure are delivering. Spotting out one guy. That's going to be one guy finished off. And now in the end, Noctiv, all that's left, and down he goes as well. Polarook and the boys from We Need a Home secures himself the win. Really good performance. Only 8 kills, and I say only, but they were